Germany briefing. Current news from the German online media landscape. First news item. Pope Leo XIV has published his first encyclical on the risks of artificial intelligence, or AI. The document focuses on issues such as the concentration of power among large technology companies, job losses, the spread of disinformation, and the dangers of autonomous weapons systems. The Pope warned that AI technology can open up great opportunities for humanity, but at the same time it may also threaten human dignity and freedom. In particular, the document points out that AI could replace human workers in the labor market or be used as a tool to spread fake news and manipulated information more quickly. Concerns were also raised about the military use of AI, especially if it is combined with autonomous weapons systems. In such cases, decisions about life and death could be made without direct human judgment. This encyclical shows that AI is no longer just a technological issue, but an international topic connected to politics, the economy, ethics, and religion. Second news item. The Chinese government has strongly criticized the visit of German members of parliament to Taiwan. China called on Germany to respect the One China principle and expressed clear dissatisfaction with official contacts with Taiwan. Germany maintains very important economic relations with China in sectors such as the automotive industry, mechanical engineering, chemicals, and electronics. China remains a key market for German companies. At the same time, Germany and the European Union are also concerned about stability in the Taiwan Strait, democratic values, and the international order. China regards Taiwan as part of its own territory and reacts very sensitively when foreign politicians visit the island. This incident once again shows the difficult balancing act of German foreign policy, maintaining economic ties with China, allowing political exchange with Taiwan, and taking international security concerns seriously. Third news item. In Germany, the debate continues over whether the use of social media by children and teenagers should be restricted. Federal Interior Minister Alexander Dobrindt has expressed skepticism about a complete social media ban for children. He explained that simply banning social media by law would not solve the problem. Since young people already use smartphones and the internet in their everyday lives, the real question is how such a ban could actually be monitored and enforced. Platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts now have a major influence on the daily lives of young people in Germany as well. Parents and teachers are concerned about excessive screen time, declining concentration, cyberbullying, and exposure to inappropriate content. At the same time, some argue that social media can also be a space for communication with friends and for accessing information. For this reason, many voices are calling not for a total ban, but for age-appropriate protection measures, stronger responsibility from platforms, and better digital education at home and in schools. Fourth news item. German economist Achim Trugger has argued that civil servants should be more strongly included in Germany's statutory health insurance system. He believes that higher-earning civil servants could help stabilize the finances of the public health insurance funds. Germany's health insurance system is currently divided mainly into statutory health insurance and private health insurance. Many regular employees are covered by statutory health insurance, while civil servants and some higher-income earners are able to choose private health insurance. In the case of civil servants, the state covers part of their medical costs, which is why many of them use private health insurance. However, there has long been debate over whether this structure is compatible with the principle of social solidarity. Trugger argues that if groups with stable incomes, such as civil servants, participated more in statutory health insurance, it could strengthen the financial base of the system. Opponents, however, warn that suddenly changing the existing insurance structure could create a heavy administrative burden and have a major impact on the private health insurance market. Fifth news item. The German federal government is planning to change the support system for newly arriving Ukrainian refugees. At present, many Ukrainian refugees can receive citizens' benefit, but in the future, newly arriving refugees may instead receive lower asylum seeker benefits. This plan has triggered a major political debate in Germany. The federal government aims to reduce welfare spending and bring the support system more in line with the rules applied to other refugee groups. However, several federal states are opposing the plan. The main point of conflict is the question of cost. If the support system changes, administrative procedures will also change, and it will have to be clarified again who is responsible for which costs. The issue is also connected to the integration of Ukrainian refugees into German society. Supporters argue that Germany needs to reduce the burden on the welfare system and create a more consistent refugee support structure. Critics, however, warn that suddenly lowering support for people who fled the war could have a negative impact on their social integration. Bit in English Übersetzen. Aktuelle Nachricht. Sixth news item. In Berlin-Lichtenrade, a 69-year-old woman was found dead in her apartment with a gunshot wound. Her 84-year-old husband was temporarily arrested, and the homicide division is investigating the case. For Berlin, this incident is part of a noticeable series of serious violent crimes reported in recent days. Seventh news item. In Hamburg, several burst water pipes and repair works continue to cause traffic disruptions. Areas affected include Harburg and Kolosstrasse in Niendorf. Harburg is particularly important because major routes toward the A7 and A1 motorways are involved. Eighth news item. Near Garching, close to Munich, 2 power pylons were set on fire. Police believe it was intentional arson, and the State Security Division is investigating. There were also temporary power outages in nearby Ismaning. The case is considered relevant because critical infrastructure is increasingly seen as vulnerable. Ninth news item. In Cologne, the long-running dispute over party noise at Brussels Square continues. Local residents have applied for a coercive fine of €5,000 against the city of Cologne. They accuse the city of not fully implementing court-ordered noise protection measures. The issue reflects the conflict between nightlife, residents' rights, and urban policy. 10th news item. In Frankfurt am Main, prosecutors are investigating suspected election fraud. The case concerns possible manipulation of support signatures for the electoral alliance Frankfurt Sozial. Authorities are looking into suspected election fraud and document forgery in connection with the Hessian municipal election.